We're going to stay with that issue because the increasingly dangerous outside world has just intruded on our election campaign again. Only this time it wasn't the left's favourite monster, Donald Trump, whom Anthony Albanese likes to pretend is Peter Dutton's political inspiration. This time it was Russia, seeking a permanent base for its long-range aircraft in Indonesia. Naturally, Labor tried to make Peter Dutton the issue, not Vladimir Putin. A government that's failed always tries to make it all about the opposition. And a government that's gone missing on national security issues always tries to find a spine during a must-win election.
Peter Dutton is really too aggro and too reckless to be Australia's Prime Minister, because the most concerning thing about yesterday was the fact that he was willing to fabricate a statement by the President of Indonesia in order to make a domestic political point.
Give it up, Penny. This is a government, your government, that's lied about power prices. It's made the cost of living crisis worse. But there are few worse failures for a national government than national security ones. And that's where the Albanese government's been completely passive. Today, former Army Chief General Peter Lay described our politicians as clowns. And sure, the coalition should have had its defence policy out there weeks and weeks ago, but it's the Albanese government that's cancelled orders for more planes, that's prematurely retired Navy frigates, that's disbanded the mine-sweeping force and buried retiring helicopters in the ground, if you can believe it, rather than gift them to Ukraine. When the Chinese Navy deliberately injured our sailors, it failed to protest. When Chinese warships circumnavigated our waters and conducted unannounced, unsafe live-fire exercises, no protest. And now Labor is pretending that Russian planes based on our doorstep would be no big deal. Today, the government stonewalled questions about whether the Russians had made a formal request of the Indonesians for a permanent base.
This is not being...
No, that's not my question. Well, my question was, do we know about the request?
Well, it's not clear. It's not clear what the Janes... You're assuming the Janes report is correct. And there is no basis for you assuming that. Secondly,
so you're saying a request was never made? We know that for sure, that a request was not made. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying I'll act diplomatically with our friends in Indonesia. That's what I'm saying.
Watch out, the journalist Elatika Burke's about 4 times smarter than the Prime Minister. Either the government does not know, which would be a serious intelligence failure, or it does know but won't say, which means it's basically clueless on how to respond to the proliferation of threats in our region. Now, who do you think would be better to handle the rearmament Australia desperately needs? Former Defence Minister Peter Dutton or former student activist Albanese? As Defence Minister, who do you think? Former SAS officer Andrew Hastie or the current incumbent Richard Marles, known more for travelling on RAF aircraft with his golf clubs and standing up to the threats we face? To even have to ask this question in Australia, well, that's the answer, isn't it?